one of the big stories of my lifetime was, the capture of Saddam Hussein. I'm curious how you look back at that operation and kind of the significance that kind of came from that.
Yeah, and I'll be quite candid about it. I think we made a mistake. I think that when 9/11 occurred, Osama bin Laden's stated strategy, and he'd written this, was to get the West to overreact, and in our overreaction to create a rejection of the West across the Muslim world, and in so doing bankrupt us. Well, he almost got that done, and we helped him. I think that the response into Afghanistan at the beginning, with the benefit of hindsight, I would do it differently, but I'm not sure it's realistic. I tell people, the day after 9/11, if we could go back and I had absolute power, I would do nothing for a year. I would start teaching key people, thousands of them, to speak Pashto, Dari, Urdu, and Arabic so we could operate in the region. I would go around the world and build coalitions and support as the aggrieved party. And I would gather information, and I would do nothing for a year so that when we acted, we would be more thoughtful, less emotional, and more effective. But that's hard to do in the wake of 9/11. I mean, I say that now, but still, that is what I think would have best been done. Then when the decision was made to invade Iraq, Al-Qaeda was not in Iraq at that point. So it wasn't an extension of the fight against Al-Qaeda. It was a settling of two things, I think. It was a settling of old scores, the frustration after the first Gulf War, and then Saddam Hussein's actions against his own people, which were pretty horrific after that. And then it was the realization that Saddam Hussein was a bad guy. And he was. Now, the reality, though, is he's not the only bad guy around the world. He's not even the only bad guy in that region. And yet we went in after him without really thinking through the effect. We were pulling the keystone out of the arch in the Mideast. It was, a nation based on its location between Iran and Syria, north of Saudi Arabia. If Iraq went to chaos, the implications were high, as we later found. So I have no sympathy for Saddam Hussein at all. But I think that we probably could have let him like fruit, just rot on the vine and fall off. And I think he would have over time, instead of us. I think it was the hubris of, kind of while we're over here, watch us reorganize things. And again, it was a good lesson in you can do certain things, but those bigger things are much harder.